everyone, how are you? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com/ask. I'm laughing as I just cannot get this intro right. That is your open forum for submit questions for future videos, such as this one. There you go. I try to say it quickly, but it just comes out a mess. Okay, but before we get into today's question, I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Tiebox123, also known as, in a more formal sense, Adam Matthews. And no, he's not related to Corey Matthews. Any other Boy Meets World fans out there? Stupid joke. But anyway, Adam was nice enough to contribute towards my Mac Pro campaign on Indiegogo. I greatly appreciate it. That info can be found right below. Okay, so who is Adam? Chances are kind of good that you know him because he's kind of a big YouTuber. Basically, he loves Apple. He loves technology. He loves his mobile devices. He's a geek, just like you and me. But I gotta say, his setup is probably the best tech setup on YouTube. I still cannot believe the amount of work that has gone into getting his custom desk built. He has 6, I believe, Thunderbolt displays. Don't quote me on that. But you know what? Instead of talking about it, check out this clip.
Welcome to my setup, and this is the centerpiece. 6 27-inch displays on a custom built desk connected to a late 2013 Mac Pro. But for me, a setup is not all about the main computer. It's about an experience, and I try and add to that with all of my own little touches. I've got a Power Mac G5 coffee table that I built here. I've got some of my guitars on the wall, and one of my favourite computers, an iMac G4 in the corner. Here's my 4K gaming machine stroke workstation, a 39-inch 4K display, and then connected to my Hackintosh with the latest Core i7 and dual 7970s.
Okay, so if you're not impressed by that setup, I don't know what the problem is, because I love Adam's setup. It's just insanely impressive and actually kind of inspirational. It just kind of gives me the idea one day that I can have a similar setup, and I'm going to keep working myself towards that kind of goal. But that is just the beginning. For more videos from Adam's channel, check out his link right below. And yes, of course, Adam, if you didn't watch my weekend vlog already, I thanked everyone. But since you're probably watching this individual video right now, thank you so much for your help with the Mac Pro campaign. I really do appreciate it very much. Alright, so getting to today's question, as you can probably tell from the title below my beautiful head. Not really. Yes, it's all about iPhone 6 rumors, which if you're an Apple freak like me or you just appreciate technology, it's a pretty exciting topic. Now, getting into details, today's question comes from Sarah Alley Soulsby, and she says, have you seen the concept art behind the iPhone 6 and what is your opinion? And Sarah can be found over at twitter.com/sassgirly2010. That link is right below. Follow her, I'm sure she'll love it. So Sarah asks a very interesting question. Have I seen the concept art for the iPhone 6? Yes, definitely, because, well, my homepage is 9to5mac.com, but still, I gotta say, the concepts are very intriguing, but some of them are just downright stupid. Alright, so before I show the images, let me talk about the iPhone 6 rumors and basically rough details that have been covered. And don't forget, keep in mind, we're currently in February. The iPhone 6 isn't rumored to release until at least September. So there's obviously a lot of time between now and then. So in other words, take everything I say in this video with a grain of salt. Don't get too excited. Number one is easily the most obvious. The iPhone 6 will definitely have a brand new design. That's not even a rumor. That's practically a fact by now if you're following Apple's past cycles, going from the 3G to 3GS, 4, 4S, 5, 5S, and now we're to the 6. Yes, it will be a completely new design. I can promise you that right now. But with that new design, what are they going to introduce? Well, the most obvious feature is most likely a larger screen size, which I'm not going to lie, Apple needs to get a little better at that. But even with that said, I'm very happy with my iPhone 5S 4-inch display. I think it's beautiful and it does the job. But of course, I would appreciate a bigger screen, just as long as it's not too, what's the word, obtrusive, kind of like the Galaxy Note. I'm sorry, I'm sure it's a nice display, but if you're going for a device that big, you might as well just get something like an iPad mini or a Nexus 7. That is just my opinion, but I realize there are people out there who do enjoy phablets. And yes, sadly, phablet is a real word nowadays. I used to laugh at that term, but now I'm just kind of used to it. Alright, so what screen sizes are we talking about here? Well, we'll most likely see something between 4.7 inches and 5.7 inches. But really, 5.7 inches, that's pushing it a bit. I don't see Apple going quite that large. If you want a realistic approach from my personal opinion and my personal experience with Apple and following their product cycles, I think we'll see something around 4.5 inches or 4.7 inches. But the max that I would ever want to use on a phone is probably 5 inches. But that's just the beginning in regards to the new display. Obviously, we'll get a bigger size, but what about the actual material of the glass? What will it be? Well, the rumors are very strong that Apple will have a sapphire glass on the iPhone 6. But with that said, the same kind of rumors go for the iWatch. Will the iWatch have a sapphire glass? I think it's pretty safe to say yes. Now, honestly, I'm not too excited about an iWatch. I never was, and I probably never will be. I mean, I'll be interested to see how Apple approaches it. I just think it's a very boring market. That's just me. I'm not into watches. But hey, I'm sure Apple will do a beautiful job. I'm getting emails. But backing up a bit, speaking in regards to the iPhone specifically, yes, chances are very good it will be made of sapphire glass. Okay, so now let's talk about specs. What will the iPhone 6 most likely put out in terms of hardware and performance? Well, it's pretty hard to tell this early in the game, but I'm just going to say this right now. We'll obviously be getting a faster processor, bumped up memory here and there, and just quicker performance overall. And finally, last but not least, the iPhone 6 will most likely see a fall 2014 release. If you want my prediction, I say the second week of October. I'm calling it. Quote me when October comes around. Alright, so my battery's getting low, so I'm going to rush through this next part. Let's talk about iPhone 6 concepts real quick and show some images. Now, this first image shows what the iPhone 6 could look like alongside the current iPhones and iPads, including the iPad mini, which, as you can see, the size difference isn't that huge in concept, but in reality, it's pretty substantial. Now, showing the second image, I gotta say this is easily the most realistic rendition of what the iPhone 6 will most likely look like. I mean, this isn't out of the ordinary. This isn't anything too extravaganza, if that's even the right word. But still, this, I'm looking at it right here, this is most likely what the iPhone 6 will look like. A minimized border along the edges, nice minimalistic design, and nothing too over the top. Basically, a very Apple-like approach on design. Now, going to the next image, this is just ridiculous. I can guarantee you right now, at least this year and the next year, whatever, Apple will not be making a curved iPhone. Curved screens, as far as I can tell, at least on phones, are gimmicky. Why the hell would somebody want to put a curved phone on a desk and use it like that? It doesn't make sense. And yes, I'm quite anti-curved glass if you can't tell. I just think it's stupid. It's more of a show-off device. Oh, look at my phone. It's curved. But when you put it on a desk, it doesn't sit flat. That's just stupid. And now going to the final concept image, this is probably the coolest looking one, but it's not gonna happen now or maybe even ever. But still, I gotta say, the integrated display on the side for volume or brightness or anything that they would include in iOS, I just think it's really freaking cool and it's definitely futuristic looking. But don't get too excited. This is not gonna happen anytime soon or, like I said, ever. But going back to that other image, this is easily the most realistic rendition of an iPhone 6 that we'll see in fall of 2014. Get used to this image because it's likely going to look like this. And well, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the iPhone 6. Sarah, thank you so much for the great question. And again, guys, this is just the beginning. I will be making future videos on the iPhone 6 as time gets closer to fall 2014 because it's only February. I mean, we could hear a lot of information by the time April or May comes around, or most likely around August. That's when we get the real good rumors. But for now, it is fun to speculate. And again, Sarah's link can be found right below to her Twitter. And now, since today is a YouTube Q&A video, that means you guys get a free audiobook of your choice. But if you want a personal recommendation by me, head on over to davidfranco.com/audible, sign up, and get this book for completely free. It's called iPhone Guide iOS 7 New Features. Okay, so this normally costs just $7, which is very cheap for an audiobook, but still, you can get it for free, so why not check it out? And guys, you never know, you could learn something new about your iPhone, iPad, iPad mini, or iPod Touch. So check it out, it's completely free. Again, davidfranco.com/audible. That link is right below for your convenience, along with Sarah's Twitter and a link to the YouTube Q&A forum. So get your questions in right now, and you never know, I could answer it in a future video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Your continued support is amazing, and I will see you in tomorrow's video, which should be about this. Look at that video magic. But yes, a GoPro. I am so excited to experience this. This is going to be an awesome camera. So guys, until then, stay awesome, and I'll see you tomorrow.